Yeah, obviously huge credit to to Xavier, and it speaks to their program's quality. When I talk about Marquette, and their excellence, and you just obviously feel the same way about the Xavier program, and with Sean and the history of it. For me at least, going back to Pete Gillen, and it just being one of the top 15 to top 20 programs over the course of the last 30 years or so. Their effort was incredible with Fremantle, getting that news and showing up the way they did here. Just as a credit to Sean being one of the best coaches in the game, and their program just having an incredible character and standards. So, usually you lose when you give up 13 for 24 from three. But I thought they made some incredibly hard shots. I actually didn't think our three-point defense was that bad. I just thought that was a ridiculous display of three-point shooting off the dribble, sidestep, deep. I mean, we made some mistakes, but sometimes the shot making was just almost at an NBA level from Maddox and Conwell, and in particular in Foster. I mean, those guys were phenomenal. But just really proud of our guys, proud of how we've been the last couple of weeks, and our refusal when we got down 5 to allow the game to slip away. And I just want to thank anyone that tweeted this morning our record in openers. You almost talked that shit into existence. So everyone should unfollow the people that did that today. Thanks.
Dan, when you did go down 5,
and I mean it.
When you did go down 5, those solo, he scored 8 in a row. Just what is it about him that he can hit those shots in big moments? You saw it now.
I mean, the sophomores, their growth and development is what's going to determine the season, along with point guard play, obviously. And because you see what we have at center with Harris, and obviously not having Sampson for us is a major problem, because Sampson is the heart and soul of the team. But for Solo to be shooting it as poorly as he was shooting it to that point in the game, and he was frustrated, and to get on that run was huge for us. And then I thought the defensive plays that he was able to make. He's going to screw up some things because he's a young player. Some technique things or some scouting things because he's still a young guy. But I thought he used his athletic ability to get passing lanes and to make plays on the ball. So 4 steals I think was great to go along with the clutch buckets and free throws.
Dan, I was wondering, could you run me through the last play of the second half when Solo barely misses a 3 to go to overtime? I mean, what did you see with Liam there? It seemed like he got a little tangled up and
trying to get me in trouble again with the officials.
Never. I just wanted to know, what did you see in that in particular? And
well, what happened was the 2 off the ball holding calls just made it really tough, I think, to make another call. Right, the last 3 possessions. But I thought we tried to get to Liam. Liam was doing an awesome job, getting in his right hand, getting down the lane. There was obviously, just some contact there that was unfortunate. And Solo's ball was tracking, and he almost threw it in. But yeah, I think we executed it the way we wanted to execute it. There was some contact. I understand why they didn't make the call. And then, I thought we had control of overtime, which was good.
Dan, does a game like this show you that the maturity of your team is on the rise? You've talked quite a bit about the reality of having so many new players, so much relative youth, new roles. They made all their free throws. They came down the stretch of this game going blow for blow. Can you say something about their maturity? Yeah, I mean, this had all the designs of a game that you lose at home. Just, again, the shot making from those guys, the tough shot making, because they, it tells you a little bit about the shot making when it's like 29 field goals on 9 assists. So that's like guys like really making plays off the dribble, hitting hard shots. And then it just tonight was kind of like the
the recipe to to lose a game, and I just think the resolve that we've shown the last couple of weeks, and just getting down 5 and having a chance to close it out in regulation, not doing that, but then responding in overtime. It was great. I thought the crowd really helped us. Probably last 5 minutes of regulation, in particular, and in overtime, I thought the crowd was a big factor. Midway through the second half into overtime, they really helped us a lot too.
Dan, on their last possession of regulation, were you looking to foul there to keep them from chucking up a 3?
Missoula was just. What we were trying to do was just guard the 3-point line there, and just. No, it was not by design. I know the analytics people, I'm sure, are talking about it. It's something moving forward after the conversation we just had with Missoula in the locker room. Shout out to Joe for showing up. I think he enjoyed it. He likes Big East basketball. It was just we were being overly aggressive, trying to blow up screens at the 3-point line. Like we were not going to allow a 3, and we were just going to chase them off the 3-point line, and then obviously not foul at the rim. It was not by design.
Dan, Sean was just sitting here talking about how he thinks college basketball hasn't seen a better winner than Alex. For him to take over the 5 minutes of overtime that he did, what does that say about his progression?
Yeah, I've said this. Alex has changed the lives of so many people, so many players that have had the benefit of playing with him. He's made them. He's made them money. He's made them look really good on the court because he's just he's an incredible connective piece that solves so many problems and makes the people around him better. And he's such an excellent offensive player, passer, defender, communicator. He's just such a great. He's a winner. He's tough. And then obviously the coaches. He's changed all of our lives because he's turned us all into champions. The program changed when AK entered the lineup. We've taken this thing to another level, and he's the common denominator.
Dan, Terrace's rebounding. You've had some good rebounds over the last few years, but is he as good as anyone you've had in recent years here?
Yeah, he was awesome. He's so agile. His agility, and when he's when he's mean and violent, and it's life or death pursuit of the ball, and he plays with force. He's got to decide what type of bear he wants to be. Just when he's a grizzly bear or a Kodiak bear or a vicious polar bear, he's incredible. He just doesn't, he's such a nice guy and a sweetheart that sometimes, he doesn't play with that force and want to be a killer. When he shows up, when he takes that step and is like just an ass-kicking killer, you're going to see, consistent nights like tonight.
So the Kung Fu Panda isn't the bear anymore?
Yeah, I don't want him to. He could like that movie, but I don't want that to be his alter ego. I want it to either be the bear from The Revenant up until it gets shot, or just a vicious. We've shown him pictures of vicious bears. Maybe fans can tweet or DM him pictures of vicious bears.
Dan, 10 blocks tonight. You guys are leading the nation in that category. Why have you guys been so successful in that part of the game, especially in the post-Donovan time?
Generally, we've had some real bad luck at the 3-point line defensively this year, and we generally do a really good job of running people off the 3-point line. Part of that issue has been losing the incredible perimeter defenders over the last couple of years. Andre Jackson, Steph Castle, Tristan Newton, guards with size that made it really tough on people. But, we spend a lot of time working on rotations. We spend a lot of time just aggressively teaching our guys to challenge things at the rim. Sometimes it means you're going to foul more. Since we've gotten back from that trip to Maui, fouling hasn't been as big of an issue for us. Obviously, it was out there when we were minus 51. in 3 games, but I don't think anybody wants to talk about that anymore.
Dan, I guess you're happy that you did all that extra free throw shooting yesterday? 20 for 21 today?
Yeah, who missed? Yeah, I missed the first one there. Yeah, I mean, yesterday we do a free throw drill to end day before a game. It's like a pressure a free throw shooting drill where the guys shoot 1-on-1s, and they've got to shoot 80% or higher, and you get a 1-on-1. You miss the front end, it's an 0 for 2. You miss, you make one miss, make the first, miss the second, 1 for 2. If you make both, 2 for 2. So we were literally, it took us 25 minutes to do something that generally takes 5 minutes. So if anything, I crushed our team's confidence yesterday by making them do it over and over again. But the fact that we got it right at the end, maybe it helped us concentrate a little bit better. But I would have never thought we'd shoot free throws good today based on how shitty it was yesterday.
For Terrace to make all 6 of his, how important is it for a big man like him to be able to shoot free throws like that?
Well, he's, I think a lot of these guys know that I connect their free throw shooting percentage, especially the centers, to whether I'm going to let them shoot threes. And Terrace is dying to shoot a 3. So he's like, dreams of it. So, but you can see his technique is clean. He's got great rotation. He's just a very talented guy. I mean, he's just when the killer instinct and the motor nonstop catches up to the physical traits, watch out for that guy. But he's a good free throw shooter.
Coach, when you guys are struggling from 3 the way you guys were early on, what do you guys do to kind of keep the offense afloat and keep the team going until you find that spark that you guys found in the second half with Solo and McNeely and Caravan?
I think the tough part was just like we got off to a great start. I thought offensively, we were in a great rhythm, and then Liam obviously got foul trouble, which hurt his game tonight, but he still found a way to have a pretty good night. But we got in a little bit of a rut when we went to the bench a little bit there. We got off to a great start. The first 6, 7, 8 minutes, I think we were up near first 10 minutes we were up near 20 points or something. We just got stuck in the mud, and we were missing. I thought we had really good looks. I think our shooting numbers will come up. I think when it's all said and done, our shooting numbers will come up.
Mark, 2 more?
Can you talk about the lift Youssef gave off the bench when he needed him?
Yeah, Youssef had a good stretch there. In the first half, he was able to just give us a little bit of unexpected offense, and his size out on the court, that physical presence was really good for us, and he's physical. So he's helped us in these last couple of games.
Dan, just to follow up on their final possession of regulation, it did seem they were shooting 63, 64% from 3 at that point. It did seem like fouling them was the right play. It also gave you obviously the last shot. Was there any talk in the huddle about that at all, or was that not on the table?
The whole thing was we've got to chase them off the 3-point line. We've got to switch every screen and deny them catches at the 3-point line, and just chase the dribbler off the line and just not foul somebody at the rim. It's tough at that point. I know it's you're up 2. There's a chance they could go to the line and miss a free throw. I don't know if it was a front end at that point. It might have been. I'm not sure if it was or wasn't. But you have a 2-point lead. I don't know. It's just like giving back the lead and to a tie game, and then having to need to score the last basket. It's a tough call. I think it's something moving forward. That maybe we'll think about more. We had that talk with Missoula back there, and it's an interesting analytical thing to do. But yeah, that was not even something that we discussed. We just discussed switching everything, on ball, off ball, and just guarding that 3-point line, and hopefully, forcing them into a tough midi, defensive rebounding, and winning the game in regulation. That was the hope.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm not some analytic genius.